Hey guys, how's it going? I'm Lorraine and welcome to my channel. Now just before I dive in there and pull your cards for today, Capricorn, I'd just like to say I am an experienced and professional, holistic and spiritual counsellor and mentor, and I offer 100% money back guarantee for image readings, tarot readings, also the programs, as well as spiritual and holistic counselling and mentoring, plus advice to help you with union with self and union with your person. Just check the details in the description box below this video for more information. So let's dive deep and let's see what messages the cards have for you, for both you and your person's love journey thus far. Alright, Capricorn, so let's do this. Alright. Okay. Alright, so you're coming in with the Magician, and you were also coming in with the Death card, Death, Transformation, the Rebirth card here, Capricorn. It comes in as for your person, and this could also be yourself here, Capricorn. It comes in as wanting to and trying to reinvent yourself again here. There is an element here in your reading too. That reinvent here is to reconnect, is reconnecting with people from your past here and changing how they see you, how they recognize you here. Alright guys, there's a change happening there. There with the Magician card, what it can talk about there is leaving the past in the past, but this time coming in better, coming in stronger is what it's saying. It comes in as reconnecting. You do have rebirth here and reconnecting and reinventing here, both you and your person here. There is an wanting to change how you create here, how you come across towards people here in your reading. It's wanting to build deep and meaningful relationships, no longer wanting them just to be surface level here, where this is both you and your person, this is what I'm picking up here, where you just get to know people, you know, like associates here. All right, and of course friends, and it kind of comes in as, so what's an associate and so what's a good friend here. It comes in as, well, I didn't take that opportunity to know the certain person, so I want to know this person here. I know I was a certain way to this person, but towards people, so I want to change that now here. That's what I'm also picking up here in your reading. Yeah, it's got something to do with friends. It's also got something to do with social groups here, your social life here in your reading. I don't want that kind of social life anymore. I don't want to be known as that type of person here. That's what I'm picking up. Yeah. You know, it comes in with, here's a scenario. You're coming in with someone who would go out, mix and mingle with people, but drink a hell of a lot. here, okay? Drink a hell of a lot of alcohol, or this, like I said, this is a scenario. Drink a hell of a lot of alcohol, may even do drugs here, and it comes in as not realizing here on a subconscious level the way in which you're coming across to people here. You may have had a good time, all right? But you may have been the only one that had a good time. And people around you may have been a little bit cautious or a little bit standoffish towards you. Because it comes in as you created something here. You may have created like I said, an image here of yourself. And each time you went back, you wanted to change how you did things the last time here. But it never came in properly, or it never went the way in which you had hoped here. That's what it's also talking about here, Capricorn. All right. Yeah, there may have been an element here where you may have been a little bit overbearing, but you know that. That's what I'm getting. And this is both you and your person. You may have been quite demanding, okay? And you may have tried to influence people to where you challenge their beliefs here. But you were doing that under the influence. That's what I'm picking up as well. Because there's a change that both you and your person are wanting now. And that change really, here in your reading, has to do with the way in which you communicate here. To friends, to family, to community here. That's where you're wanting these changes to come in. Because it's coming in as people have a perception of you. And there's regret here, guys. Yeah, that's what you want to end out. That's what it's saying. So let's keep going, eh? Yeah, there's a lot going on here, guys, in terms of patterns and habits here. This is one intense transformation coming in here, and it's being aware of it. That's what I'm getting. There's a want to. All right, let's go Capricorn and let's see. Because what it comes in as for both you and your person, a lot of what you did in the past was to be accepted, was to be seen and recognised here by a social group, by your friends, your family, may even be your community. But how you're being recognised isn't what you wanted. But there is, with the death card coming in here, guys, there is ownership happening here. The truth here. All right, let's go. Let's see. Okay. Wow. All right, okay. So you were coming in with the Empress. You have the Seven of Swords here in your reading, and you're also coming in with the Six of Cups. Obstacles and challenges here, guys. Capricorn. Well, what it can talk about there in your reading is that not being open and honest about how situations here or how relationships, you know, affected you here. It's the Seven of Swords here, guys. And the Six of Cups is coming in as relationships. You know, I spoke about that here because that's exactly what's going on over here, guys. Yeah. It is coming in as wanting to change how people think here, or wanting to change relationships here, which did prove to be an obstacle and a challenge for you here. Well, okay, so if we look at this here, guys, what it can talk about there in your reading is that you were never the true person you really wanted to be. You may have feared being that true person here in your reading. Because with the Seven of Swords, what it can talk about there in your reading is lie, cheat and steal. Here, of course, let me just get that one here. But you did it to yourself. Like I said with the Magician card, here, you did it to yourself. At your own detriment here. Okay, it's like you... what I want to say here, guys, is you just fucked it up. That's what it's kind of telling me here, where you didn't take relationships seriously here. Okay, there is definitely a fear factor here, and I spoke about wanting to be accepted here, wanting to be noticed here, yeah, and wanting to be loved here in your reading. So the way in which this Empress, the way in which they conducted themselves here, guys, their behavior was all about wanting to be accepted and to be seen here. But what's actually happening here, Capricorn, is that because you've done it that way here, it didn't work. And so a lot of your relationships here, you could understand here why you want to reconnect with people. That's what it's also talking about here, because now you want to come in with honesty here in your reading. But what it also tells me here in your reading is that you could very well be still holding on to the past. Yeah, of course, there could be guilt here because of what happened. When it came to the community, you're coming in with friends, you're coming in with family here, or with the Six of Cups here. I want to pull some more here, guys. Alright, let's keep going with this. So you're coming in with the Five of Pentacles, you have the King of Wands, and you were also coming in with the Page of Cups here. Let's just have a look at that, eh? See, what I get here, Capricorn, all right, what it talks about here is that potentially here in your reading, it comes down to the King of Wands. You want your person's attention. You want to be accepted by this person here. You want to be seen by the King of Wands here in your reading. See, what it can also talk about here, Capricorn, is that this King of Wands has options. This person has options here. And that's what I'm getting. Excuse me. Now, you may want to think about booking an image reading with me, tarot reading. If you want to know the difference between the two, just check out the details in the description box below this video. All right. And alternatively, check out the New Earth community. Yeah, potentially here in your reading, that's what I'm getting. It comes in as you didn't tell your person here in your reading that you wanted them, okay? But you want to, like I said, you want to reconnect with this person here, all right? And of course, there is an opportunity to do that here in your reading, coming in with the page. But what it also talks about here in your reading is that one must change how they do things. See, that death and transformation card, what it's coming in as here is that you're not manipulating anymore. That kind of needs to end here, all right, where you are trying to get your person here to see you here by whatever means here in your reading, when in actual fact you want to be with this person. Now, when you're coming in with your person, what it talks about there is that you've got to rebuild this relationship, in a sense here, guys, is to come at it from friendship. That's what it's saying. All right, so let me pull some more cards. Oh, gosh. Okay, so you're coming in with the Knight of Wands here in your reading. And so what it talks about there, and you know, are you serious about this person? You're going to have to be asking some serious questions to the King of Wands here in your reading. Okay, when you do go towards your person here, there is that wanting to be popular, wanting to be seen by your person, wanting to capture their attention here. All right, but what it can talk about here is that there may be another way in which you can capture your person's attention here, okay? All right, I am going to leave it there, Capricorn. Thank you so much for your reading. Thank you for watching, and I'm going to leave it there. All right, bye.